Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I make astrology videos here on YouTube. So I still don't know if you guys even like this series because again, no one's really watching them, but I'm gonna keep making them because I did get a few comments, so I guess shout out to you guys. I'm gonna keep making this series, which is all about dating each zodiac sign. So I would suggest applying this to your moon sign, your sun sign, Venus. These are the best signs to really keep in mind when you are thinking about love and relationships and stuff like that. So today we're talking about the Pisces and what it's like dating one. Also, I'm just gonna mention this because I always forget to bring it up, but I have a podcast. I have a podcast. My cousin and I are co-hosts and we talk about a lot. We talk about love, relationships, law of attraction. We talk about wellness, mindfulness. It's a lot of self-help type of stuff. It's funny. We do story times. It's a really good podcast. We have 11 episodes so far. They're usually about 40 minutes to an hour, and it's every single Monday. So if you want to check out our podcast, we have it on Spotify, Apple Podcast app, Anchor FM, and YouTube, and everything's going to be linked down below. I would really appreciate if you guys could support our podcast. It's two Aquarius having lots of deep talks. Has nothing to do with astrology, just so you guys know. My cousin does not know anything about astrology, so please, if that's what you're looking for, that's not the place. We don't really answer astrology questions on there, but yeah, if you need advice or anything like that, then just check out our Instagram and send us a DM if it has to do with life or love or whatever in general, just not astrology. Okay, so today we're talking about dating a Pisces and what it's like. Okay, so the first thing you should know about a Pisces is that they are super loving people. And if they love you with all their heart, if you are their life partner, okay, here's the thing, before I even get into that, sorry. Pisces tend to date a lot. They date out of boredom, but they also have meaningful relationships. And when they have a meaningful relationship where they're actually in love, they will put you before themselves. So if you're dating a Pisces, you will notice that they'll put you over them in any situation. They'll always put themselves last, which is not healthy and not the greatest. And some people really take advantage of them, and that's why they end up getting fucked over and they turn like I hate love, I never want to have a relationship. Like it just turns them into this like person that is not who they are. But yeah, if you're with one, you'll notice that you are their #1 priority. So if you're dating a Pisces, cherish them, appreciate them, and don't take advantage of them, because it is in their nature to want to give you everything and make you feel like the most amazing, important person in the entire world. And they'll do anything to make you feel that way, which is sweet, but like they take it over the edge sometimes. You'll know the difference. If your Pisces is kind of like, you know, you're questioning them, then it's probably not the most meaningful relationship to them, because they do get in a lot of like situationships and even relationships just out of boredom because they want to be loved. And it's funny because they know the difference. Like they know they're not fulfilled when they're in a relationship like that, but like it can just get to that point because sometimes they just give up on love altogether. They're like, I'll date whoever likes me, which is so sad, but it happens. A Pisces is someone that you can't really lie to, because they're super intuitive and very empathetic. They can feel everything that you're feeling. They can usually pick up on your lies, which is funny because they lie a lot. They lie to protect your feelings a lot. But when you lie, they'll catch on. And I know that they're like the psychics of the zodiac. They're the ones that are really spiritually in tune. They know things. I feel like a lot of them have like clairvoyant abilities and psychic abilities in general. And a lot of them just haven't tapped into these abilities. Like I know a lot of like psychic Pisces that don't really realize that they're psychic. And I always tell them like, your intuition's crazy. You should look into that. You should try and like use it to, you know, the best of your abilities, because a lot of Pisces are like this, but not everyone's into that stuff. Some of them just like stay away because they just don't care. They're like, yeah, I'm psychic, who cares? But yeah, so you can't lie to a Pisces because they're extremely intuitive and they know, they can see right through you. If you're someone that they love or they feel very close to, they're gonna be able to read you inside out. Not all Pisces will apply to this, but I feel like many of you will, or many of them will. Pisces are loners. They are good with people, but they are loners at heart. They're people that like to be in their rooms in isolation. They're probably loving this quarantine. They like to be alone. They like to get work done on their own. They like to process their thoughts on their own. They like to really just be in their thoughts and in their element. It makes me think of like that Kid Cudi line where he's like, the lonely stoner seems to free his mind at night. That line makes me think of a Pisces for some reason. I just feel like it really reminds me of like that, and which is funny because he's an Aquarius actually, Kid Cudi, but anyways, it gives me like that Pisces energy. Like they just like to be alone, especially at nighttime. Like they're always in their thoughts and they stay up really late and they're just such loners, but if you put them in a group of people, they're gonna adapt really well and everyone's gonna love them. So it's not even like they're the most like shy, introverted people. Like they are introverts, but like they know how to adapt and they know how to be around people, but they just prefer to be alone. So even in a relationship, you'll find that like if you're in like the meaningless Pisces relationship, you're gonna find that they want to do a lot on their own. Like they'd rather FaceTime you and call you than be with you physically. If it's like that lovey-dovey Pisces relationship, they might want to see you more often. But dating one, you'll know the difference. Like if you feel like you are not their everything, I don't know how seriously they're taking you. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm so sorry. So you might be wondering why Pisces get into these meaningless relationships, and it's mostly because they are pretty dependent on people, mostly in terms of motivation and validation. So they depend on you, let's say you're dating one, for motivation. So if they need to start that business, they'll probably start it while they're dating you, while you're motivating them and being their cheerleader and letting them know like, do this, blah, 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 get this done, blah, blah, blah. But the second you guys break up, they're probably gonna like drop the business and forget all about it. This is an unevolved Pisces, by the way. The unevolved Pisces requires motivation from external factors, people, whatever. The evolved one is able to do that for themselves, but a lot of Pisces I find are unevolved, and they are the ones that are very, very dependent. Like, for example, let's say you're dating a Pisces and they constantly say they're gonna get their shit together, and they finally start getting their shit together because you're in a relationship with them, and then you dump them, and then you notice that like they're like 5 steps behind in life when you look at their social media and they haven't done anything to change. That's an example of a Pisces that's depending on you for motivation. They also depend on you for validation, in the sense that like they need you to validate them, which goes on to the next point, number 5. They are insecure. So Pisces act like they're confident, but a lot of them are extremely insecure, and they overthink all night long, and they need you as their partner to reassure them and give them validation and let them know you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're this, you're that, you're blah, 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 blah. And they depend on you as their source of confidence, which is so sad. That's why like I don't think a Pisces can really be in a relationship until they love themselves, because they're very affected by it. Because if you leave their ass, they're like done, like they're a mess, and they're very, very dependent on other people to kind of like feed their ego and reassure them and give them that confidence and security in themselves. So yeah, Pisces are very insecure, and you're gonna find that out when you date one, if you're dating one, that they really rely on you to like boost their confidence. And I think rather than boosting their confidence, if you're with one, work on trying to figure out like what they are lacking in life so that you can help them create their own confidence. You know what I mean? So don't just like be like, oh, you're smart, you're smart, you're smart. Like give them ways so that they understand why they're smart, and they like, you know, reach their full potential so that they can be confident themselves, so that if you need to leave, you know they're good. Lastly, this is mostly unevolved Pisces, but I will say that Pisces are very, very vindictive, manipulative, they can be toxic, and like the only word I can really think of to describe one is that they get very nasty, and not in like the freaky way. I mean like nasty as in like they're just, when they're mad and like they're unhappy, like they just get so mean. They get so mean, and you're like, who is this? Like it's like you're seeing a whole different person. And they get very riled up. Like if you get into a little argument with one, they're gonna start using nasty words and low blows and digs at you, and they're gonna get very, very mean, and their tone will change, and they're just gonna turn evil. And you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like we're just having an argument. You don't need to be like this. And you're gonna notice this in your like first or second big argument, that when they fight, and it's stuff that sometimes you can't really get past. Like I remember I had a Pisces friend, and we got into arguments, and I just noticed that this other side of her came out whenever she was mad that was so unnecessary. Like we could just have a discussion, but like she needed to pull out like the harsh tone and the yelling and the swearing and, you know, the manipulative, mean side, that I was like, I'm done. I don't need to be talked to like this. And I literally just like slowly cut her off, because I was just over it. And she's a nice person. I don't hate her. Like she's a great person, but that fighting style doesn't work with me. I will not be disrespected. So like decide if you're okay with it or not, and see if they can work through it, because that is something that you'll find every Pisces has, you know, in them. Anyways guys, I'm sorry if this was shorter than the other ones. I'm not feeling well, so I kind of had to like push myself through this, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video nonetheless. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Dating in Aries will be up eventually. I haven't filmed it yet, so it is coming eventually. I'm finally caught up with the zodiac season because I was like doing Aquarius and like Aries season. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this series and stay tuned for lots more astrology videos because I'm finally like back on my grind. I hate when people say that, but like I'm back on my grind. I got all the time in the world, so I'm making content like no tomorrow. So I hope you guys are enjoying it during this quarantine especially. And yeah, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.